Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the type of file that should be used. Okay, when you open it, you will see these spaces to keep your certificates. Okay, so when you keep everything in a stick file or some other kind of file, then it's quite difficult to find out the certificates. It's quite difficult to find out the documents. But here you are going to get extra pockets. You're going to get extra pockets to keep your documents separately from one another. So you can buy this kind of a file to keep all your documents. And the documents, as in your certificates, all your pass certificates, all your mark sheets, all your admit cards, your registration card, and your birth certificate, if you have any caste certificate, if you have PRC, okay, then uh, the other certificates, uh, so you must keep all your certificates in one file. Okay, is it clear? So this is the type of file that you must use to keep your documents. Once you buy this kind of a file, you will kind of be able to use this file forever. Okay, so it's a bit costly. Maybe it will cost you a few more bucks, but it is going to help you. It is going to help you to keep your documents properly, safely, and it's quite easier. It would be quite easier for you to find out your documents if you use this kind of a file. Okay. So this kind of files are available in the market. You can go to any stationery shop, and if you ask for these kind of files, you can say it as leather files. So they will give you, they'll show you, and you can buy it accordingly. Is it clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is a kind of file that you must use. Okay. Then the next thing is about your dress. Okay, so you know that you have to wear formals, isn't it? You know that you need to wear formals when you face any interview. That is why you must buy a pair of formal clothes for yourself. You must have a formal pair of clothes so that whenever you have to face any interview, so that you don't have to like go to the market and buy clothes, okay, at the last moment. So that's why you know that you will be facing interviews in a year, isn't it? So that's why buy a formal pair of trouser, a formal shirt, a good formal shirt, which should be of light color. It can have stripes, but it should be a formal shirt. It should not be a casual one with too many pockets and big, a lot of designs on it. Okay, and it should be of one color and preferably a lighter color. Okay, and your trouser should be of a darker color. Black or a brown or a navy blue is something that I will suggest you to buy. Then your shoes and your belt must be of the same color. Okay, your shoes and your belt must be of the same color. So I would definitely suggest you to go for black shoes, to buy a pair of black shoes. Of course, a formal one. preferably with laces, okay, with laces. So buy a black leather belt and a black pair of formal shoes, okay. Now regarding the socks, you're not supposed to go without socks, okay. You must wear socks. Now regarding the socks, you must not wear white socks, okay. It doesn't look good. So instead of white socks, you can wear brown, okay. You can wear blue, black and gray, not brown, sorry, not brown. You can wear gray, okay. You can wear the gray, wear gray, then navy blue and black, okay. These are the three colors that you can wear when you have to when it comes to socks, okay. So gray actually looks good. Gray is something that I personally would suggest. So buy a gray pair of shoes, gray pair of socks, okay. And do not buy those ankle length socks, because the ankle length socks are not formal, okay. It should be the normal socks. It should not be those shorter ones, okay. Regarding the socks, I had already mentioned you the type of belt you should wear. A simple leather belt, okay. A simple leather belt uh, will is something that you should wear. And regarding your hair, for the boys, it should definitely be short, okay. It should not be long, it should be short, and you should comb it properly, okay. Clean shave is something that is necessary. For the girls with long hair, uh, you can tie your hair, okay. You can tie a bun, and you can tie a ponytail, but your hair should not fall on your face, okay. Your hair should not fall your face. You should tie a ponytail or a bun. Next, regarding the nails, okay. Your nails must be trimmed properly. It should be short, okay. It should be trimmed properly. For girls, if you like to wear nail paints, okay, I would suggest you to wear transparent or nude colors, okay. Nude colors or transparent one. Do not wear any dark color nail paint, okay. Then the shoes, I had already said that it should be black in color, and preferably the one with laces. For girls, you can also wear shoes. Apart from shoes, you can also wear pump shoes. So pump shoes should be also the plain ones, okay. It should not have any designs. You can wear any nude color pump shoe or a black color pump shoe. It should not have any designs on it, okay. It should be a plain black or a nude color pump shoe, okay. Nude, the skin color, okay. You can go for a skin color one, not the other colors. Preferably black. So black is the safest color, so that's why buy a black pair of pump shoes, because you will be able to wear that pair, even after anywhere, isn't it? So that's why a black one is something that will go with everything. So that's why I will definitely suggest you to buy a black pair of pump shoes. Now, it totally depends upon you whether you're comfortable in heels or flats. So, if you are a person who is comfortable with heels, you can definitely buy heels, block heels. Okay, do not go for pencil heels, do not go for stilettos, do not go for wedges. Okay, go for block heels. Block heels. Okay, then if you're wearing flats, then fine. If you're not comfortable in heels, then I would basically suggest you to wear flats. Okay. Next, when you enter the room, okay, before entering the room, you have to take permission, isn't it? Before entering the room, you have to take permission. Now, what you must do is, if the door is closed, you must knock at the door. Now, not more than 3 times, okay? You must not knock more than 3 times. You must not like make a lot of sound, okay? If the door is closed, you must knock, okay, and wait for the response. Once you get the response, you are not supposed to again seek permission, okay? Knocking itself is asking for asking for the permission, okay? So that's why after you're allowed to come in, you do not have to again ask that may I come in. You do not have to again seek permission, okay? If the door is open, then what you must use? You must ask, may I come in, sir? May I come in, ma'am? According to the gender of the interviewer. You'll see the person, isn't it? It'll be able to see the person. So accordingly, you can say, may I come in, sir? May I come in, ma'am? Once the person responds, yes, come in, then you can get in. Without permission, do not ever get into the room of the interviewer. Okay? Next, if the door is closed, you're supposed to close the door again after you enter the room, isn't it? So when you close the door, be careful. Do not make any noise. Do not make any sounds while closing the door. You must gently close the door. Okay? Next, you will be given permission to sit. So do not just directly go and sit. Okay? You should not go and directly sit. Wait for a few seconds. The interviewer will definitely say you to sit. And if you see that the interviewer has not said anything, okay, sit, stand, the interviewer has not said anything, then you can seek permission. May I sit, sir? May I sit, ma'am? Okay, after few seconds. Do not just directly enter and just ask the interviewer, may I sit, sir? May I sit, ma'am? Wait for few seconds. Give some time to the interviewer, okay? Generally, the interviewer will say you that please sit, please be seated, okay? But if you see that after few seconds, after suppose 15 seconds or 20 seconds, you are still standing, the interviewer has not said you anything, so then you should seek permission to sit. Okay, may I sit, sir? May I sit, ma'am? Now you'll sit on the chair, isn't it? When you pull the chair, adjust the chair properly. If you see that the chair is not in its place, and adjust the chair, and after that sit. While adjusting or while pulling the chair, do not make a lot of sound. Okay, do not make a lot of sound. After you sit, you must keep your bag on the ground. Okay, should not keep your bag on your lap or on the table. You must keep your bag on the ground and your file, okay, on your lap. Your file, when you enter the room, your file, you must hold your file. It should not be there inside the bag. You must hold your file, okay? You must hold your file. Once you sit, keep your bag on the ground and towards the right hand side, and then keep your file on your lap. Do not keep your hands or anything. Do not place anything on the table of the interviewer. Okay, you're not supposed to place anything on the interviewer's table. Okay. Also, do not forget to greet the interviewer after you enter the room, do not forget to greet the interviewer. Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Or good afternoon, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. Do not forget to greet the interviewer. And just before you enter the room, check the time, okay? Check the time whether you should, because depending upon the time, you will say good morning or good afternoon, isn't it? Sometimes you might not realize that it has like it's uh, sometimes you must not realize that it's afternoon, and sometimes you might uh, just say good morning. So that is why before you enter the room, check the time. Okay, and you'll get an idea, isn't it? Good morning, good afternoon, and accordingly, as soon as you enter the room, greet the interviewer. Then after that, as I had told you, sit on the chair. Okay, now do not lean on the chair. You're not supposed to lean on the chair. You must be comfortable. You must be comfortable, but you must not lean and just you must not be too casual. Okay, you must look formal. You must look gentle. Okay, you must look gentle. When you interact with the interviewer, eye contact is very necessary. So these things I had already told you, the way you must answer to the questions of the interviewer. Okay, when you speak, your rate of speech should not be too high. Okay, your rate of speech should not be too high. Maintain your rate of speech. Rate of speech is the speed. Okay, the way you speak, the speed when you speak. Okay, so when you say something, you must be a little slower, because in that way the other person will be able to understand you. Your volume should not be too high and it should not be too low as well, depending upon the distance between you and your interviewer. So there will be a table distance, I guess. Okay, so depending upon that, you must adjust your volume. Okay, then like, do not be too familiar. Do not try to crack jokes. Do not do not keep on laughing or showing your teeth. You must definitely maintain good facial expressions. There must be a kind of a little smile on your face, but smile doesn't mean that you have to show your 32 teeth all the time. Okay, do not touch your hair, nose. No, do not touch your hair, nose, chin. Do not adjust your position every now and then. Okay, be comfortable, because if you do these things like adjusting your position every now and then, touching your nose, touching your chin, these are the signs of nervousness. Okay, so that's why you should avoid doing this. Before you go for any interview, practice. Okay, practice is something that will help you to get rid of this kind of habits. So stand in front of the mirror or sit in front of the mirror and then practice these things. When you practice the interview question and answers, sit in front of the mirror, okay, or stand in front of the mirror, and in that way you will be able to see your expressions and body language as well. uh, if the interviewer is interacting with you in Hindi, respond in the language Hindi. Do not try to respond in English. Okay, if the interviewer is interacting with you in Assamese, and if you are Assamese, you know Assamese, then interact with him or her in Assamese. Okay, do not, if you do not know that particular language, then you can of course say that, sir or ma'am, I do not understand this language, so I understand this particular language. Okay, so then you can say if you do not understand the language. But if you know, if you are Assamese, and if the interviewer is interacting with you in Assamese, sometimes you'll find interviewers who will interact with you in languages other than English too. Okay, so in that case, if you know the language, suppose Hindi is a language that maximum of us, we know the language Hindi, isn't it? So we can speak and understand. So if the interviewer is interacting with you in Hindi, you too interact with him in Hindi. Okay, if the interviewer is interacting with you in a language that you know, interact with him in that particular language. Otherwise, generally interviewers, they interact in English, and that is the most preferred language in an interview. So apart from English, if the interviewer uses some other language, if the interviewer interacts with you in some other language, and if you know the language, do not like try to be over smart, and just try to interact with the interviewer in that language itself. If it's Hindi, then try to interact with the interviewer in Hindi. And if it's Assamese, and if you are an Assamese boy, or if you are an Assamese girl, or if you know the language Assamese, then interact with him in Assamese. Okay, he is interacting, the interviewer, he or she is interacting with you in SMS, and you are interacting with him in English. Okay, you are answering to him in English, and he is interacting with you in SMS. Now, you are actually, in spite of being an SMS, in spite of knowing the language as SMS, now you are trying to show, you are trying to be over smart. Okay, so that's why do not make this kind of mistakes. Then when your interview is over, thank the interviewer and try to add another line. It was good meeting you. Have a good day, sir. Have a good day ahead, ma'am. Or it was good to talk to you. It was good meeting you. Okay, you can add these lines in order to create a good impression. And after that, you can leave the room. Now, you have to stand up, isn't it? Now, like, do not make noise when you like stand up. After you stand up, adjust your chair. Okay, adjust your chair, and then you can leave the room. Once you leave the room, do not just bang on the door. Okay, close the door, open the door properly, and close the door properly. Okay, so these are the few things, these are some of the things that you must remember when you face an interview, or when you are preparing for an interview. Okay, students, so these are some of the things that I wanted to say you all, and these things will definitely help you in the future when you sit for interviews. Okay, is it fine, is it clear?